Live from San Diego, this is KUSI News.
On a rare show of unity, the Senate and House banded together last night and voted on a bill meant to push the Justice Department to release all documents related to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The bill will then go to President Trump's desk to be signed into law. Now, earlier this week, President Trump reversed course on the files, calling lawmakers to approve the bill for the files to be released.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. And I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein.
Well, joining me now to discuss this matter in greater detail and the developments, there's a lot of developments surrounding this, is criminal defense attorney Vikas Bajaj. Vic, welcome back to the big show. There's a part of me that thinks, is this just Trump setting up his political opponents, that he opposed it? Everyone thought, hey, we're going to be able to get him this time. This is the time we're going to get him. And now he's going to turn the tables on them once again?
You know, sometimes I put on my trial hat and I think to myself, if we're in front of a jury and there's evidence that some party is after, and you know what that witness is going to say, sometimes you make your opponent really lean into the turn to ask for it, to salivate over it. And then it's sort of a group psychosis where everyone on the opposite side is saying, boy, I want that witness. What's he holding back? But you know that witness is really good for your case. And that's exactly what's happened in this situation. Let's not forget, Paul, we have a situation where there's 20,000 pages of this
already out there
that was already released by the House Oversight Committee. Well, you know what you don't have is any communication between President Trump and Epstein directly. As a matter of fact, you have a lot of statements where Epstein is saying, I hate Trump. He's a bad guy. Now, why would you hate someone when you are colluding with them? So it seems to me that Trump has played a masterful hand here by having the opposition want and direct and ask for information that may end up shooting them in the foot.
What do you make of Larry Summers stepping away from his post, his job right now, and his quote was a little alarming, was it not?
His quote was extraordinarily alarming. I can understand if an individual in a public position, and Larry Summers, let's not forget for our viewers and listeners, was the director of the Economic Council under President Clinton and President Obama, a very, very crucial, pivotal figure. He has stepped away not only from public statements, but also as his position on the board of OpenAI, a very lucrative position. But his statement, as you accurately point out, Paul, is amazing. He says, I'm ashamed of what I did. I can't believe I did it, and I'm going to go into a hole. We can understand public figures saying, you know what, I should not have talked with him after 2008, which is the date that the public conviction came about on the child offenses against Epstein. You know, we don't want to associate with someone who's known to have conducted themselves that way. But to say I'm ashamed leads us to believe there's more behind door number 2.
Or some of the worst concerns might be proven true. 2 questions, and I'll let you go. House Speaker Johnson said he was concerned that he wanted the Senate to amend this bill, this revelation. He had concerns, national security concerns. What could that possibly be? What is he talking about?
Well, we don't know until we know, number one, but the reason that it is a very viable point of contention is because we can see Epstein had very clear communications with congresswomen, congressmen, people who are directing the economic futures of the United States of America. We don't know how wide that network is. Maybe some of those communications affect national security, and if so, that's a viable request to make sure that's protected.
The House had a chance to censor one of those people who was communicating with Epstein while his trial was going on, and they chose not to. In fact, the Republicans voting with the Democrats to, I can't, Blaschick or something was her name. If we're out to clear the air, why would we not deal with somebody who is openly communicating with a known felon at the time?
The only logic I have there is, despite the public statements of those individuals who voted against censure, they said it doesn't make a difference anyway, so we're not going to vote for it. But really, what it is if you're in the club of legislators, you're going to protect each other. You're going to make sure if anything happens to you in the future, you may have a favor to call upon. That's the only logic I can see.
Last question. Are there people out there that are going to get hurt by this, who did nothing wrong, or just going to be guilty by association?
Absolutely. That will be a picture that's painted, but when the dust settles, we will see that the communication between individuals and Epstein, that intimate communication, that regular communication, will put many public figures, I believe, on the chopping block.
Name one name that you wouldn't want to be today.
Well, I surely wouldn't want to be Larry Summers, and if I'm President Clinton or President Obama, I'm shaking in my boots here because by all accounts, there was tremendous, tremendous contact between those individuals.
We'll be right back with more Good Morning San Diego. Thanks, Vic.
Thank you.